12-year-old Maisie would absolutely love where I am now. Change is good every now and then. Like, if you're not changing, you're not growing. I started Totes For You, and somehow I just don't think that's gonna happen, and I would dread getting to a Friday. I have never been the type of person that's like, I want to get A stars. So eye-opening. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've known all of my life that I have FOMO. I lost a lot of weight in lockdown. Oh, I can put my phone on silent, can't I? There we go. Hey everyone, today I thought that we would film a life update. I used to film quite a few of these, but then I kind of got into the mindset that nobody really cares what's going on in my life, and now I feel like I've got a few more subscribers. It's good just to sit down, have a chat with you and talk through everything that's been happening, really the whole year, to be honest, just because I haven't done one of these in so long. I feel like there's some important things to catch you up on and discuss. So let's just start. I've written a list on my phone because otherwise I'd forget. To be honest, I just forget anything. Like, if you ask me what I had for dinner yesterday, don't think I could tell you. I literally can't tell you. I thought I was like making that up, but I actually can't tell you. First update is that I got my A-level results, and I was okay. I was really happy with my A-level results. Some of my friends weren't as happy. Some of my friends are retaking theirs. But as far as mine went, I ended up getting A star, A star, A. And then in my EPQ, which I know some schools do and some schools don't, I got an A in that as well. So I was over the moon with my results. I have never been the type of person that's like, I want to get A stars, like all A stars or whatever. But I've always aimed high and like known that I could get them grades, if that makes sense. But I've never been the type of person that like revises loads or like has a schedule for revising, because that's just not me. Can't even have a schedule for doing anything in life because I will always find something else to do that isn't the actual task. So I wasn't at home when I got my results. I was actually staying with my godparents in their house near London. So I was waiting for my results, and if any of you guys have seen the video, obviously they didn't come on time, which was kind of stressful, but I mean, it gave me time to think and worry, and then I got over it. Then after that we moved house. So we used to live in quite a small town, and I lived there all of my life. I literally grew up in one town. It's quite small. It got bigger over the years, but it is still fairly small. And we moved about an hour away. So I currently don't live near my friends. I don't know anybody here apart from like my mum and brother who live here with me. Other than that, I don't know anybody here, but so far I'm enjoying it so much. We've had friends to stay, and an hour isn't too far. I can drive, so I can go back. And also my dad lives nearer to our old house, so when I go to my dad's I can see all of my old friends. A lot of my friends are also going to uni. They literally leave on Saturday. I'm filming this on Thursday. Who knows when this is going up, to be honest, but a lot of them leave for uni anyway, so they wouldn't be near me. One of my best friends called Tat has left for uni. She's gone to Nottingham, and honestly I'm just so proud of all of my friends that are going to uni and they're doing what they want to do. So yeah, I've just been speaking to Tat about what she's doing, and generally I'm still in contact with everyone, so it doesn't feel like a massive change, if that makes sense. And I absolutely love this house. It's a lot smaller than our last house. Our last house was detached. If you've seen our moving house vlog, then I did a little tour of our old house. But I want to film a house tour or a room tour very soon, so keep an eye out for that. I'm going to quickly talk about future plans, uni / travelling. So my plan was always to take a gap year, and I'm still taking a gap year. And the plan was to leave to go travelling in about February time. I don't know if because of COVID that's going to be possible, so I think me and my best friend are just going to play it by ear because we were planning to go travelling together, and hopefully we will get to go away for a couple of months. But I've also been thinking about taking 2 gap years. So the first one, obviously because of COVID, I don't know what's going to happen. And then in the second one, hopefully I will be able to live abroad or do something like that. I am definitely not up for going to uni next year. I just don't know what it is. There's something about uni right now that isn't interesting me. And I feel like if you want to get in that much debt and spend that much money and move that far away, then it needs to be something that you're sure about. I haven't actually submitted my UCAS, and that needs to be done by November the 2nd. What's the date today? September the 17th. So I've got about 2 weeks to write my personal statement, choose what course I want to go to, choose what uni I want to go to, and then submit it all. And somehow I just don't think that's going to happen because I've been doing other stuff. Maybe I'll just have a gap life. That sounds brilliant to me. I'm honestly so grateful for lockdown. Obviously I'd rather there wasn't a pandemic and everything happened, but I feel like it gave me a wake-up call. I tried to vlog a bit of lockdown, but it wasn't really going anywhere. I don't know why. I just felt like my life wasn't interesting enough, so I didn't vlog much of lockdown. But lockdown for me was so eye-opening. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me. Okay, that might be a bit extreme, but it was one of the best things. It just gave me a whole new mindset about how to look at life, and it really just showed that you have to live in the moment. I've always wanted to live a life that I'd want to relive, and at the start of lockdown, the start of 2020, I wasn't living that life. I honestly was just revising. I was sad, like, and in the previous years, like, I haven't been constantly sad, but just have periods of being like sad or just not feeling like myself and like I'm achieving what I want to achieve. Because trust me, my parents, they expect a lot of me, but they never put pressure on me. It's always myself putting pressure on me, if that makes sense. So I have extremely high standards for myself, but it's not pushed upon me from anybody else, not from school, not from parents or any other influence. It's just myself. Start of 2020, I was unhappy. I just didn't really know what I was doing with my life, and I was just in a bit of uncertainty, and it wasn't a good time basically. And then we hit lockdown, and I remember the first couple of weeks my mum was like, "You're taking this really well, Maisie. Like, I thought that you'd want to be out of the house more, because usually I can't stay in the house for longer than 24 hours without going insane." And I was just like, well, everybody else has to stay in, so I'm not really missing out on anything. And I've known all of my life that I have FOMO. Like, fear of missing out is something that I just have. I was like, you can't really get FOMO when you're in lockdown because everybody else has got to stay in their houses, and we've just got to make the best of the situation. Now, I'm so aware that I'm in a very privileged position. Like, lockdown for me was easy in comparison to what a lot of other people had to go through. At this point, I was working in a supermarket, and I think the supermarket job made me more unhappy, and it wasn't because of the people that I worked with, it wasn't because of the place. It could have been any supermarket job anywhere and I still would have hated it. Honestly, I dread every shift. So I only worked on Saturdays unless I did overtime, and I would dread getting to a Friday because I knew that I had to wake up early for work on Saturday, which isn't the life you want to live. You don't want to dread having to do something every Saturday. I basically hated my job at the supermarket because I felt like my brain just needed more. Like, it would make my day when a customer would talk to me, and stacking shelves and just doing the same thing over and over again was not fulfilling everything that I wanted to do. As you can imagine, the start of 2020 Maisie was not happy. I was a key worker in a pandemic, hating my job, and I started doing overtime as well because there was nothing else to do. Like, I actually did appreciate that job back then because when everybody wasn't allowed to go out their house, I was actually seeing other people. And then probably the biggest update is that I started a business. Now, this is why lockdown changed my life, because if it wasn't for lockdown, I would have been revising, I would have been doing my exams, and I would not have started the business that I did. So in about April, or the end of April, I started Totes For You. Now, it didn't officially launch until a bit later, but I started the process of creating it, and I did not know what was to come. Like, I had expectations for it, of course, I had goals. I've already reached the goals that I set back in April. I reached the goals that I set back in April in about June or July, and I cannot believe what it literally gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Like, I'm so grateful that my life has panned out this way, and I feel like what I'm doing now is what I've always wanted to do, and it's crazy to think that 12-year-old Maisie would absolutely love where I am now. And when I was like 15, I was just thinking like, I'm not gonna get to where I want to be, like I'm not happy. And I feel like everyone's aim, or at least a lot of people's aim in life, is to be happy. 15, 16, 17-year-old Maisie, I wasn't unhappy, but I wasn't fulfilled in what I was doing, and I was a bit lost. And now I just feel so grateful that I'm here, and I managed to build up Totes For You so that I could quit my job. So I quit my job, and honestly it's the best thing that I've ever done, or one of the best things. And I decided that I'd work on my business full time because it was making me enough money that I didn't have to work anymore. I can afford to pay for everything that I need, and that's pretty much it. So as for where I am now, I am so happy in a new house. I've got my A-level grades, which, because they were good, I now feel a bit more secure in my decisions, because I know that if I do want to go to uni, I can, because I've got the grades to get in. I've honestly just got this new mindset, and it's so much healthier. I also lost a lot of weight in lockdown. I didn't actually mention that. I lost a lot of weight in lockdown, and I started doing exercise, and exercise is just so good for your mind. Generally, I just found my goals for life, and they weren't the type of goals that you'd set for yourself normally. Like if you'd have asked me last year, set your goals for this year, they wouldn't be anything that I've achieved this year, because I just didn't know what was to come. We couldn't have predicted that there was going to be a pandemic, let's be honest. So yeah, right now I'm so happy, and I'm so excited to share the future with you. Whatever that means, I just want to share it with you guys, because you have all given me a platform where I can share my life, and this is what I love doing. Like I just love talking to a camera. I know a lot of people probably think, so freaking weird, like what is she doing? There's just something about it, it's quite therapeutic, to be honest. That was my life update. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, and comment down below any other videos that you want to see, because I'm really interested in what you guys want to see, whether it's the business aspect of stuff, whether it's about, I don't know, somebody asked me the other day if I'd film what I eat in the day, so I don't know if that's what you want to see, or get ready with me's, or just more daily vlogs. Let me know, I'm interested. Anyway, it's now 5 o'clock on Thursday, and I'm about to drive over to where I used to live, which will take me about an hour, and see all of my friends before they go to uni. So I am very excited. I hope you all have a great day or evening, depending when you're watching this, and I will see you all soon.